In this tutorial, I'll show you how to submit a ratings report to the USCF. It can be a confusing process the first time you do it, and sometimes even the 100th time, but I hope this explains the essentials. First, we need to create the files the USCF needs. We do that in SwissSys using the menu item Utilities Ratings Report for USCF. I've already loaded into SwissSys the event I want to rate, so its sections are listed in the left-hand box. I select the section or sections I want to rate from this box and move them to the right side. Some of the boxes are filled in for you automatically, but others will have to be keyed in manually. Once you've described the tournament here, click on Next and set a location on your computer to save the 3 report files that are about to be created. If the files already exist from a previous report you did, you'll be asked if it's okay to overwrite them. Then, in the dialog that pops up, one for each section you are submitting, fill in the section details. For most sections, all you'll need to do is check the time control. The USCF requires time control listings to be in a specific format. For instance, game in 90 minutes with a 5-second delay is encoded G/90:D5. I click Next in this dialog, and since there's only one section to deal with, I'm done. The files are created, and SwissSys shows me a summary. Look it over to make sure everything makes sense. That's phase 1. On to phase 2, which is uploading the files we just created to the USCF website. Here's the USCF homepage. Click on the login link, then scroll down to Clubs and Tournaments. You don't need to log in as a member. You log in as a certified TD in the TD affiliate support area, which requires a separate login ID and password. If you are not yet a certified TD with access privileges to the TD affiliate support area, that's the first thing you need to do, so check with the USCF about how to do that. Once logged in, scroll down to Tournament Rating Reports. In the page that appears, enter a file name, which can be just the name of your tournament. Then, one by one, click the 3 Choose File buttons to upload the 3 report files, TD Export, TH Export, and TS Export, which will be on your computer wherever you save them from SwissSys in Phase 1. You can ignore these other fields since you already included that information when you created the files. Click Upload Tournament Data just below them. After the gears spin a minute, you have a preliminary report. Usually there are warnings or errors, nothing to worry about. Click on Edit Tournament and then Validate Event to find out what's going on. In practice, a lot can go wrong here, but they give you nice color-coded warnings and error listings to help you get it right. One thing you always need to handle is the TLA box. You can't upload that information directly, so you have to select the correct option here. I'll set that. Everything else seems to be okay, but if I had any players with expired memberships or new memberships, they would be flagged. In fact, I have to make sure that everyone's membership is up to date and paid for before I can get a tournament rated. For new members, you have to wait for their member IDs to be reported to you and then edit this report again before you can finish the job of getting it rated. Fortunately, you can do all this online. For this simple tournament, everything has gone smoothly, so I'm ready to validate it again. Now that I've made the change to the TLA listing, sure enough, now it says no errors. The next step is what they call releasing the tournament for rating. In the page that appears, you fill in the relevant amounts, then check the sections you want to submit, and then click Compute Total Due. I owe a fat $3, which really puts a dent in my profit margin. Look over the page that appears, and if everything looks okay, check the consent box and click Release. Once it's released and paid for, return to the edit page for this tournament, and you will see you now have the option of submitting the validated and paid for report. I'm not going to show that because I would have to pay those $3 and I'm saving that for the next big prize fund. Hope this guide helps you get a foot in the door with ratings reports. See you in the next tutorial.